Coming up on Seminole Sports Magazine. From game-winning shots to story time on the playground, get an inside look at Michael Snare's impact both on and off the court. Then we'll take a look at how the FSU ticket office is bringing Doak Campbell Stadium into the homes of Seminole fans across the country, and find out which FSU tennis standout is causing a racket with a certain hidden talent. These stories and more on Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.
Snare attacks him, goes up and around, lays it in and scores. Snare with a nice drive.
To most, number 21 is simply Michael Snare, Florida State's senior guard. But to a select few unlikely suspects, he's Mr. Michael, tall friend, playmate, and teacher. When he doesn't have his hands full with basketball, he's got his hands full with a group of preschoolers.
I'm getting dizzy now. I got involved with it through my major, and I work with a group of 3, 4, 5-year-olds, and they've impacted my life just drastically, and in a short period of time. It's crazy. I never knew how easy it is to fall in love with children as much as I have since I've been there. I just love going in there every day and just being around them.
As a family and child sciences major, Michael is required to do a 60-hour practicum with children. 3 times a week, he visits Advent Parish Day School to spend time with his new little friends.
What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese? Usually I try to get here before they go in, and it's on the playground. And they just run up to you and give you just big hugs, and they're just so excited to see you. And that's probably my favorite part, the one part I look forward to most every day. The toast.
I'm Batman.
You're Batman too? So the toaster and Batman?
I'm his dad.
You read to them, just participate in everything we're doing and try to help them and try to guide them and try to help them develop certain skills, whether it be just, from fine motor skills to counting skills to matching or sequencing or whatever it may be.
He usually comes in and joins us at snack time, greets all the children. He'll go around the room saying hello to everyone, knows all their names, has nicknames for a lot of them, and he enjoys them. We usually have a book to read, and they'll be jumping all over him to read books. He gets right down there with them and enjoy that time, and then he'll go outside and play with them on the playground.
This is Brooks.
I'm taller than
Brooks and Dunn, no relation, Brooks and Dunn. Huh? No, you're not. Not yet? All right, now you got me. Come on, don't get shy now. This is Grant. Wait, Grant. Arden and Smart. Okay, I see you, Arden. Use the muscles. She can count to 100. Fine motor skills are. Look at this. She can skip one.
But sometimes playing teacher isn't his only role. He's a doctor.
In the eye, let me see it. Oh, you're still pretty. It's okay.
Basketball coach.
This is good form. Show him the form. He gets low and ooh, there it is. Get that out my house, Jack. I told you about putting that in my house.
Is he good at basketball?
Yep, I used to play it a lot too.
Yeah, so who's better, you or Mr. Michael?
Me.
And dancer. A great dancer at that. These kids have truly made their way into Michael's heart, and the little ones feel the same way. What could possibly be better than a basketball player as your teacher?
Who is the best teacher in the world?
Mr. Michael!
On December 2nd, the roles reversed. Instead of Michael going to the preschool, the kids came here to the Civic Center to see their teacher in action. Why are you at the basketball game today?
See Mr. Michael.
See Mr. Michael?
Watch him play.
Are you watching him today play basketball? What do you think about it?
He's good at basketball.
He is. For most of them, it was their first basketball experience. Although their attention was focused more on the popcorn and nachos during the game, they were all smiles when it came time for a meet and greet with Michael.
When things aren't going so well with basketball, on the court or with practice, you have a bad day. A lot of times you come here and just see these little kids, smiling faces, and how they're just always happy, just every day, just excited and happy about every day. And it just gives you a different perspective on life a little bit.
The hardwood is Michael's playground, but sometimes he trades that one in for the monkey bars and tire swings.
When we come back, we'll reveal how the FSU ticket office is changing up the game. Also, we'll go one-on-one with sand volleyball sophomore Melanie Pavels. You're watching Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.
Seminole Sports Magazine is presented by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Coke Zero, football-related chest bumps, high fives, and trash talk brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything.
Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T. It's time to review scores and highlights from recent FSU athletic events. Here is Alexis Camarda to catch you up with all the latest in Seminole athletics.
Hey Florida State fans, I'm Alexis Camarda here with your Seminole update. The women's softball team completed a 3-game sweep over Boston College, defeating the Eagles 7-3. The Noles hosted Boston College on Painted Pink weekend. They wore pink jerseys in support of breast cancer awareness at Joanne Graff Field. They shut down Boston College by recording 2 shutouts, winning 10-0 and 4-0. Freshman Victoria East combined for a 4-for-6 day with a 1 double and 3 RBIs. Jessica Norrie closed out the final game with a scoreless 7th inning, grabbing Florida State its 31st win of the season. From the field to the court, the men's tennis team didn't let their loss against Duke and North Carolina hinder their game. They came back strong when they conquered with 2 wins over UNF and Boston. These matches improved the team to 16-6 on the year and 3-3 in the ACC. The Ospreys gave FSU some problems at the beginning of the day, but the Seminoles gained control with an 8-3 win by junior Blake Davis and sophomore Dominic Catrone. Florida State topped North Florida in the afternoon and then concluded the night with a 6-1 win over BC. The Noles will take on Wake Forest and North Carolina this weekend. And last but certainly not least, the baseball team took the season series from its in-state rival Miami. The Noles conquered with a 5-1 victory. Senior right-hander Scott Seitz tied a season high with 8 winnings. On offense, DJ Stewart, Marcus Davis, and Jose Brizuela recorded 2 hits apiece. Brian Holtman closed out the series victory, working a stellar 9th inning. With this win, Florida State has won 4 straight regular season series from Miami and 2 in a row in Coral Gables. You can keep up with FSU baseball and the rest of Florida State sports on Seminoles.com. There's another week of the Seminoles dominating this season. I'm Alexis Camarda, and that's your Seminole Update. Go Noles!
This football season, FSU is taking ticket sales to a whole new level. Students and fans now have access to an online tool that takes you away from your computer screen and into the stands at Doak Campbell Stadium. Martha Jaimes takes an in-depth look at the new feature that will have you on the edge of your seat.
The future of football is here, or at least the future of ticket shopping. FSU is revolutionizing how fans select their seats at Doak Campbell Stadium. A ticket can only tell you so much about your seat, like Section 5, Row 12, but the FSU ticket office wants to give fans more. Before, customers relied mostly on phone conversations. Sales representatives would try to explain what seats were available, the different price levels, and the different booster contribution requirements. Customers weren't able to feel where their seats were in the stadium.
And what we have now online is for a customer, when they go out there, they can see a 3-dimensional view of Doak Campbell Stadium. It's computer generated. They can click on different areas of the stadium to find out what the different prices are, what the different booster contribution levels are, and then they can also zoom in on an area and click a button that will give them the view from the seat.
So this is how it works. If you're a season ticket holder or just a customer interested in buying season tickets, you go on to Seminoles.com. Go to the Tickets tab and click on Doak Campbell Stadium. If you move the cursor around, you'll be able to see the different price levels and the different booster contributions for certain sections in the stadium. After you find the section that you're interested in, click on that section and you'll get a 3D view from that seat. The seat that I chose is in Section 10, Row 17. Let's go check it out. So this is Section 10, Row 17, and I'll be sitting in one of these seats on game day.
It's a good investment for us, again, because it enhances the buying experience for our customers. Again, going back to just our efforts over the last several years to make the buying experience a little bit more transparent for our customers, give them as much information as possible.
The beauty of this, from the customer standpoint, is they can go in at their appointed time and see all the seats that are available. and then they can decide based upon what's available.
But the three-dimensional map is only part of the big picture. The whole ticket buying process will be left at the hands of the customers.
What we've done with this new system is we will still take everybody who's a season ticket holder. We will give them an opportunity during the month of May. Each person will have a specific date and time to sign into the system. All of those dates and times will be based on their priority points that they gain by being a season ticket holder and a booster. And they'll actually go into an interactive seat map that shows them their current seat location, and then it'll also show them a real-time view of any other seat location that's available and open for them to move into.
Some customers have already taken a look at this new feature and were amazed to see the 3D live view of the seats.
I was pretty shocked and amazed on how interactive the program was, how easy, how smooth. It really gave me a good feel of where my seats were going to be as a season ticket holder. Sometimes I give my season tickets to friends and families, and I can direct them to Seminoles.com. I can say, hey, click on the interactive features, go see where the seats are. They really love it. I mean, it just made it a lot easier for them to know where the seats were going to be in relation to the field and whatnot.
From the screen to the stadium, technology is making game day better for fans at FSU. I'm Martha Jaimes for Seminole Sports Magazine.
The three-dimensional map is up and running on Seminoles.com. Be sure to check out the virtual views as we gear up for the 2013 football season. When we return to Seminole Sports Magazine presented by AT&T, we'll go one-on-one with sand volleyball standout Melanie Pavels. Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine presented by AT&T. Today we have the good fortune of being welcomed by Melanie Pavels of the sand volleyball team. Great start to the season, ranked number 3 in the country. You're off to an 11-2 start. How good of a start has this been for your team after knowing your team is going to compete for another national championship?
It's been awesome just to maintain our level from last year, being the #1 team on the East Coast, really taking it to those West Coast teams and just getting ready for this national championship. It's been so much fun and we're just getting so much better.
Last season you were so close in Gulf Shores for the national championships. How much did that fuel you for this season? Because pretty much really all the entire team is back for this season.
Exactly. We were really disappointed that we didn't do better at nationals last year after having such a great season so far, and that really just fueled us for this season, and we want that national championship more than anything, and we're willing to do anything to get it.
Last year, obviously, the first year of the sport in the entire country, how much did you learn from just last season, kind of going through everything for the first time? I would imagine this year has got to be a little bit easier in terms of you know your practice schedule, you know what to expect from different teams.
Definitely. It's such a 180 turnaround from last season. I mean, we were practicing for one court in the morning, like foxes were running across the courts. It was crazy. Practice times would change every single day. This year it's much more consistent. We have a set schedule. Coach has a better grasp for Florida State, and it's just running much more smoothly.
And the one thing about sand volleyball is you never know really who you're going to get paired with. You've had a number of different partners this year on the courts. How has that kind of transition been going to finally find one person you're really comfortable playing with?
It's great. My partner is Julie right now. We're getting along really well. I mean, you just have to find the right chemistry between partners, and our coach helps with that, and we have some input. So going from partner to partner, you learn other things, and you get better by playing with different people, by learning new tactics, what other people like, your setting gets better. So now that it's finally stabilized, I feel like all of us are all around really well grasped and good players.
And the one thing Coach Corso had told us all last year was we might have the deepest team in the country. That's probably the same this year. How much does that help when you have so many young ladies that can really step in 1 through 5, that can really kind of give you the effort you need to win another national championship?
I think it gives you some comfort because just right now we had an injury for one of our top teams, but right now, like the next day, we were able to put in someone that was lower because our team is so deep, and they were able to do really well. So just that comfort knowing that we're going to have a solid team no matter what comes at us, what's thrown at us, we can still win a national championship no matter what.
A lot of those teams on the West Coast, like a Pepperdine or Long Beach State, you've played now, so you kind of know maybe what they can throw at you. How much does that help that you really have faced basically the best that you're going to see all season?
It's really helped us, and I mean, they're going to get better, but so are we. We're crossing those T's and dotting those I's to make sure that whatever they throw at us, we're going to come back even stronger and just beat them even worse than we did before.
And finally, national championships are coming up. I think it's less than a month now. Hard to believe. What's the plan from here on out, just getting prepared for nationals?
I think it's maintaining our level, just really making sure that we're keeping our energy up, and like I said before, crossing those T's and dotting those I's. Like, every little detail is going to matter at the national championships. So I feel like if we complete those and do everything like that, like technique, we'll have not a problem winning.
Well, Melanie, thank you so much for coming in. Best of luck as you approach the national championships.
Thank you.
When we return to Seminole Sports Magazine presented by AT&T, find out who is hitting tennis balls and high notes.
Seminole Sports Magazine is presented by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Coke Zero, football-related chest bumps, high fives, and trash talk brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything.
Seminole Highlights is presented by AT&T, rethink possible. Dominic Catrone is only a sophomore, but has already climbed into the #1 spot on the FSU tennis team. But Catrone can hit more than just a backhand winner. Aaron Lish sat down with the man of many talents.
Dominic Catrone is the first seed for Florida State's men's tennis team. He's shown his talents on the tennis court match after match, defeating the top-ranked athletes throughout the season. Coach Dwayne Holquist and doubles partner Blake Davis say Dominic excels on the court. Adding to his superior singles play, Dominic and Blake have been the 14th ranked doubles team in the country.
He's playing line one, which is, you know you're going to get a really tough match, and I expect that he'd give a really hard effort. He's played some of the best players in the country well. He's beaten several of them, and he's winning his doubles point most of the time.
That's it. First off, you always want to play with an excellent tennis player. I mean, Dom's been playing #1 on our team for the entire year. But right off the bat, I get a great partner in the sense of he's probably better than me in tennis. He's just really fiery out there, and he really gets you going.
He hits the ball hard. He's very athletic, so he can move well. He finishes points around the net. So he's got a good all-around physical game. It's the best players in college. They're not really going to be able to knock him off the court. He can kind of go toe-to-toe with them.
Dominic's not just a tennis player. He grew up playing every game, requiring a ball and a competitive spirit.
Soccer, baseball, basketball, bowling if that's a sport.
Dominic's first love was baseball. His dad had a brief stint in the pros, but it was his brother and grandfather who turned him on to tennis.
My dad played pro baseball for a little bit. He had a career-ending injury, but that was pretty much how we started in baseball. I really always followed my older brother. Anything he did, I really wanted to do it with him, so that was kind of how I went from sport to sport, and when he chose tennis, I did the same. My grandfather, I think, would help more than anyone. He kind of got my brother started in this sport, and our grandfather was a great tennis player, and that kind of really pushed me to want to do it. I like the speed of the game. I like how quickly everything goes. Quick highs and then quick lows. You get that time to rest and kind of regather your thoughts between each point. I really like that.
Although his main focus is tennis, he hasn't stopped playing other sports.
I knew that bowling was in the family. I'm pretty sure I'd beat him at bowling. Yeah, I could definitely show him a few pointers. We could bring the camera out and I could teach him a lesson or two.
Dominic's fast, strong, and excels at most sports. That's no secret. What most people don't know, including his teammates, is he's a musician.
I haven't played in a while, but I do play the saxophone. I can read music here and there, so that's always fun. But I definitely think it's gotten my mind off other things. Give me something else to focus on and try to take my mind off the court. In high school, a bunch of my friends just decided that we would pick up an instrument all together, and we all kind of chose the saxophone, and we just kind of worked at it together, and it's kind of just a hobby between our friends.
I had no idea, so that is something new that we know on him now. I didn't know that he had that musical talent.
I haven't tried to keep it a secret. Might get some jokes made about it, that's for sure.
But after a winning shot, the cheers of the crowd is the real music to Dominic's ears. He plans to have that track playing all season.
I've been working really hard in practice and working hard over the summer, and I'm just looking to really take a leadership position on the team next year as we're losing 3 seniors, and just really change the chemistry of the team and just make it a really hard-working team.
Well, you're going to be entertained if you come and watch him. High energy, enthusiastic, plays for the team.
I'd love to be all ACC by the end of the year, and I know I got some work to do. I've been playing some of my best tennis this season, and I'm just looking to continue to improve and hopefully leave a legacy here at Florida State.
Dominic is diligent and dedicated to every volley, slice, and overhead, and he aims to be an ace for Florida State. I'm Erin Lish for Seminole Sports Magazine.
Teammate Blake Davis says the possibilities are endless when it comes to playing doubles with Catrone. With hard work, he believes they can be one of the top duos in the country. With ACC play underway, it's time for Dominic to serve up his very best. I'm Scott Kodak, and we'll see you next week on Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.